Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the High Heat Network Spring Sports Recap Show. My name is Daryl Giannetti, and I am coming to you live from Franklin Pierce University here in beautiful Rindge, New Hampshire. Today we'll take an opportunity to overlook some of the 2011 spring sports performances from each given team. We'll start with men's and women's lacrosse, where we'll have an opportunity to sit down with senior defender Jillian Ben, talk to her a little bit about her experience here as she is graduating this upcoming May. After that, we'll have an opportunity to talk with Bryce Sarber, an assistant baseball coach here, and allow him to talk a little bit about this upcoming playoff season, as they are the only current Franklin Pierce University athletics program still in action. The Ravens baseball team will host a playoff game on May 11th at 6 p.m. against Stonehill College, where if they win, they advance to the second round of the conference tournament and could even go further on to the regional tournament. So we'll talk to him about that. At the end of the segment, however, we'll take an opportunity to spotlight some of the graduating seniors. We'll mention them, as well as we'll also outline some of their statistics and overall performances throughout their career as a Franklin Pierce University Ravens. Like I mentioned, in order to get things started here, we're going to sit down with Jillian Ben and talk to her a little bit more in depth about being a senior on campus, participating in women's athletics for all 4 years, and her words of wisdom to those who wish to play Ravens athletics in the future. And we are now joined by senior defender, women's lacrosse player Jillian Ben. Jill, how are you this afternoon?
I'm good, thank you.
So Jill, started off with a pretty good season this year for women's lacrosse, kind of tailed off a little bit towards the end. Women's lacrosse in the Northeast 10 Conference, quite competitive, especially with Adelphi and Bentley inside your own conference. So talk to us a little bit about how the season went, how you guys finished up, and talk a little bit about some of the other seniors that are on the team with you.
All right, well, we started off at the beginning on spring break in North Carolina and South Carolina. We played 3 games down there against other Division II schools, and we beat them. It was a nice trip. We came back here, started off well. And then we started playing out with the higher seeded teams, kind of went downhill from there, such as playing Adelphi and Lemoyne and all those teams. It's very competitive. Yeah. Oh, and my other teammates, my other seniors are Jordan Baillargeon, Lauren Stilley, and Ash Morano. Also awesome players. It's been fun playing with them for 4 years. Yeah, I don't know. They're just good players.
All right, so obviously you've been a Franklin Pierce women's athlete for 4 years.
Yep.
You've played lacrosse all 4 years. How long have you been playing lacrosse overall in your life?
I started in 7th grade, and it started in my high school when I was a freshman. So we were the first kind of class of lacrosse in high school at my high school.
And you graduated the same high school as Lauren Stilley, did you?
Yep, me and Lauren were started in 7th grade together. Went to middle school together, high school played together. So yeah, we know each other on the field pretty well and off the field.
All right, and how does it feel to be a senior and leaving Franklin Pierce Athletics? You're not going to be a collegiate athlete anymore. Is that something that's going to be difficult for you to get over, or is that something that you're looking forward to? Maybe you're looking forward to the opportunity of moving into real life.
Yeah. At this point, I'm kind of it's definitely sad because I've been playing so competitively pretty much all my life. And I love sports, so yeah, it's definitely going to be a hard transition. But I like being in the real world now. I'm not going to mind it as much, I don't think. Kind of done right now at this point. But yeah.
All right, and last question here. What advice do you have for players on your team or people who are going to be athletes in college, whether it be at Franklin Pierce or anywhere really?
Definitely, it's 100% dedication of your time, so you definitely want to brace yourself for that. There's always going to be issues along the way. Just go with it. Everything works out in the end. And definitely have fun because you need it to be fun. Yeah, that's about it.
All right. Thank you for joining us, Jillian Ben. And after a short commercial break, we will be back to you with Bryce Sarber, assistant baseball coach for the Franklin Pierce University Ravens men's baseball team. Tune into High Heat Network every Tuesday night for a 6 p.m. video broadcast as well as on www.highheatnetwork.com. High Heat Network, bringing you intense sports debate 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year.
Great sports coverage, great sports writers.
Welcome back to High Heat Network Spring Sports Recap. My name is Daryl Jenny, alongside Bryce Sarber here. Bryce is an assistant baseball coach for the Franklin Pierce University men's baseball program. I'm going to sit down today and talk with him a little bit about the past season as well as the upcoming future of the Ravens baseball program as they enter the conference playoff game. Bryce, how are you this afternoon?
Doing pretty good. How are you, Dale?
Not too bad, not too bad. Upcoming on May 11th at 6 p.m., you guys will be playing Stonehill College. Stonehill, you were able to defeat them twice this year. They pose a bit of a difficult threat for you, though. What are you guys going to do in order to overcome Stonehill and move on into the weekend?
We have been struggling as of late, but we're looking to get back to our basics from the beginning of the season. Really great pitching from Thompson and Maloney, mixing with Downing and Hathaway, and then keep hitting baseballs the way we have been.
Ryan Thompson will get the start tomorrow on the season. He is 10-1 with a .94 ERA, named the Northeast 10 Conference Pitcher of the Year. Gotta like your odds when you have a guy like him going on the mound. I know that you've watched him pitch a lot this season. What can you tell us about Ryan?
Ryan, he's got nasty stuff. He's actually a finalist or a candidate for the National Player of the Year, one of the 49 chosen players throughout the entire nation. But between his fastball in the low 90s and his slider that he is working almost every game that he goes out there, it's fun to watch, and I just wish I had the stuff that he has when I played.
Bryce Sarber, a former Franklin Pierce University athlete. We'll kind of take an interjection here. We'll have a small question about your past. You know, as a senior now, you're graduating this upcoming May. Was it difficult for you to leave the athlete in you behind and move into coaching?
It was, because I was a fierce competitor. I wanted to do well every time I went out, and when I realized that I couldn't go out every day and do the things that I love to do because of between injuries and just not having that extra little bit of stuff to get me over the hump, it was difficult. But I'm glad I got into coaching, keep me in the program, keep me active in the baseball sense.
All right, let's take this opportunity to talk a little bit about the other seniors you have in the program. Derek Ingwe, who will be graduating this year, Pete Wilbur, Sean Bergeron, Brian Maloney.
Ingwe, you can't really say enough about Ingwe. He has a chance to be the first Raven to hit over 400 since the NA10 conference moved to wood bats, and he's tied the program record for home runs this year. He is the leader in hits for his career. He's an overall leader for the team. Got the captain, the C patch on his jersey for a good reason, and you can't say enough about his leadership and his actually ability to hit. And he should have a bright future, I feel.
All right, Bryce, and with the win Wednesday, you guys move on to the conference tournament this weekend at Adelphi. We wish you continued success in that conference tournament, as well as in the regional tournament, which would be the weekend after that and most likely held at Yale University. So after another short commercial break, we'll come back to you with some of our final thoughts on the Ravens sports in the spring semester, as well as our senior spotlight that we mentioned in the opening. High Heat Network, bringing you intense sports debate 24/7, 365.
Sports coverage whenever you need it.
Welcome back to High Heat Network here, and as we move towards men's lacrosse, we must point out the two freshman standouts for this season, Tim Izzo and Eddie Noonan. Eddie Noonan winning the team MVP, and Tim Izzo doing an outstanding job, and goal for men's lacrosse helped them to be a little bit more successful than last season. As for the women's softball team this year, they were led by their pitching in Kayla Johnson, Jessica Wiley, and Rachel Allen in the circle. Also, we'd like to point out that senior second baseman Emily Griffin set her career record in hits for the Franklin Pierce University Athletics. At this time, we'd like to point out all of the Ravens seniors and wish them nothing but success in their future, and hopefully they can play professionally at a higher level. Please tune into the next broadcast of the High Heat Network. My name is Daryl Giannetti, live to you from Franklin Pierce University's campus. Tune in next time as High Heat Network's bringing you 24/7 intense sports debate.